Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I'm going to use the MicMac GUI with the Zhenjue tutorial available on the MicMac Wiki website. I have the images here on the left. It starts out with some wide-angle 24mm images that show a wide area, and then it zooms into the characters with some 100mm images. I guess I'll just get started. Let me move this around a little bit. Okay, I'll start by clearing the files and copy the images. XO to Zhenjue and copy them. Okay, we'll go to Tapioca and following their instructions, change it to all and image size to 1500. That's the step right here. And start it off. And I'll pause the video and come back when it's done. Okay, Tapioca is done. It took about 10 minutes to run. Close that and take a look at the type points. A nice high count. One thing I wanted to do while going through this was to compare the commands. This is the command generated by the GUI. The only big difference is right here in the regular expression and here in the original. This means select all, and same thing here, just select all the images. Go over and maximize all the commands. Tapioca is done. Go on to the next step. To pause, it says it wants Radial Standard. And this is a two-lens workflow because you have the 24mm and the 100mm images. There is no calibration, so uncheck that. And they say to choose a focal length between 20 and 30, and the out is 24. So that's right here, the focal length between 20 and 30. That's just a wide range to be sure to select the 24mm. And I'm going to tell it that the output is f24, just to match the tutorial here, has an output of 24. So I'll go ahead and run that. You can see here it's only working on images 3115 to 3122. The 115 is here, and 3222 is here. That's the last of the 24mm images. All the 100s are being ignored. Okay, I'm going to pause and come back when it's done. Oh, less than 2 minutes, and that first part is done. Go ahead and close that, go on to the next step. which we have here. So again, it's still a radial standard for the mode. It's all images. This time the input is F24, and that was filled in automatically here. I'm going to choose the orient final to use that operation. And it's going to be F24, and out's going to be all. Just like here, out is all. One thing we'll want to be sure to remove, you can see the command down here. Again, everything's the same except for the regular expression to choose all the images. I want to get rid of the fox because I want to select all the images no matter what their focal length. So I set this back to 0. And that gets rid of it from the command. And that's all set. You can go ahead and run that. Okay, I'll pause and let that do its thing. Okay, the second to pause run is done, about just shy of 7 minutes. And everything is looking good. And the next step is to create a sparse cloud. That would be a pair cloud. And make a 3D preview. All right. No errors. Close that and take a look. And here's what we have. Looks like the wide angle cameras are the short guys in front. And then in back, I think, is the zoomed in 100mm cameras. Now at this point, we don't use the old method since the user interface here uses the new method. And let's start by saying to mask an image. This is where the instructions get a little muddled. So I'm just going to go off on my own direction. Let's say we want to build up for the warrior. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a 3D mask of the 3D cloud, not an image. And I'm going to middle mouse to scroll in. Grab the musician here on the left and the warrior on the right. So I'm going to choose the warrior. I'm going to point selection. I'm just going to loosely select the area. Right click to close the shape and spacebar to select, which will make everything else deselected. All right, go ahead and save selection info. I can exit out of this tool. Now that the masking is done, we'll do the C3D3 dense cloud. And what it's using for the image selection here is just the close-up images of the warrior. So do the same. So C3D3, it's already set to use the mask that was just made. I'll do Big Mac to match what they have in the tutorial. And I'm going to clear the selection and go over to the high resolution or the zoomed in warrior images. And it's a little hard to see. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay. Here's the first of the warrior, and the last. Now go ahead and make a dense cloud. And this is going to take a while on this machine, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and resume when it's done. Right, about 15 minutes. It's done running, and that's going to be the last step in this tutorial. So just close that and take a look at the result. It says it's showing 1 million points, but actually created 8 million points. Okay, and that's good. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful.